What's up, guys? Marky Mark here. Welcome to my channel. So, I'm sitting in my small little apartment here. Just got finished walking my lady to work, eating a nice lunch together, and I'll take her some dinner a little bit later on. But yeah, as I was coming back home, I was thinking about one of the episodes that Sunshine Shoulders did. And we were talking about how you got to have courage and how you want to take a risk and so forth. And I put in the comments, guys, that I flew from North Carolina to the Philippines with less than $40 in my pocket. And some of you guys, y'all guys are so funny, but some of them said, yeah, but he had 2 racks in his back pocket. I mean, his backpack, right? I had 2,000 in my backpack and all that. And I was just reading some of the comments to what I said about flying there. And I was basically just saying that it took courage to do that. And so what I wanted to do on this video, guys, and I hope you don't mind, is I wanted to share some of my story. And I'm going to do my best not to get emotional, but I really want to share my story because so many people, everybody assumes things about certain people and so forth. And I know I have a lot of excitement about the Philippines and when I first moved here, and I still do, guys. I mean, especially over these last week or so, I was already extremely happy. Already. I mean, the Philippines is my happy place. But it's just got even better over the past week. I mean, it's come full circle. And that little piece that was missing, the relationship part of it, it's full circle now, guys. It is closed, and I have found the perfect woman for me. But this is not about relationships, guys. And I'm going to really keep a lot of the relationship part out of my vlogs from now on. But yeah, I'm extremely happy. I'm extremely happy. So let's talk about it. I flew from North Carolina to the Philippines with less than $40 in my pocket. Now, I'm not stupid and I'm not naive. I know some of y'all think I am, but I'm not. But all it takes to do that, and I'm probably going to title this, How I Flew from the North Carolina to the Philippines with less than $40 in my pocket. That's probably what the title, something like that. Guys, I gave up the last 6 years of my life. I don't want to say sacrificed, but because I did it willingly to help take care of my dad, who I love tremendously. And I was the secondary caregiver. His wife, my stepmom, was the primary caregiver. I gave my dad his baths. I took him to get his haircuts. I used to clip his toenails for him. I clip his toenails, his fingernails, the hairs in his ears, the eyebrows, the nose, whatever, right? Shade, whatever. As any sibling would do, any child would do hopefully would do for their parents. And as time went on, because of his condition, it got harder for his wife, and it also got harder for me. But we both enjoyed caring for my dad. But after my stepmom had asked me to move in with them, because I lived on my own, guys, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, for a while. And so when I moved to the little town of Pembroke, North Carolina, into that little house, it was like the walls started closing in on me. Because I'm a very outgoing person. I like getting out. You guys, some of y'all that know me know that I was a motivational, inspirational speaker. I also train in network marketing. Some of y'all know that I wrote 2 books about network marketing that's on Amazon right now. And in everything in my life, I always talk about the 3 things, including this vlog or including this YouTube video. I talked about the 3 things that I want to accomplish every time I talk to somebody, even if it's in one-on-one conversation, is I either want to inspire, educate, or entertain. If I can inspire, educate, or entertain you, any of the one, it don't have to be all 3, but even if it's just one, I've done my job. And because I want to put that smile on your face. So back to how I flew from North Carolina to the Philippines with less than $40. So during that 6 years, of course, the pandemic came. We were on lockdown. We had to wear masks. And I'm not a person that likes to be controlled like that. And my philosophy on what was going on with COVID was different than what the other people in the house, philosophy was on COVID. Philosophy was on wearing a mask. Philosophy was on getting the shot, the jab, as they say. So that was stressful. And then in 2020, January of 2020, I found out that I was a really bad diabetic. And I ended up being insulin dependent diabetic. I give myself shots. So now I'm dealing with the pandemic. I'm dealing with caring for my dad, doing things for the family, helping financially a little bit with the family. I'm dealing with everybody's health getting worse. I'm dealing with being unhappy. I'm dealing with not having a love relationship with a woman since April of 2018. Yeah, I said 2018. And here it is 2020. So that's 2 years right there. Then there's 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Guys, all I was doing was little LDRs, right? Long distance, constantly finding the wrong one, the wrong one, the wrong one. And hell, who knows? I could have been the wrong one, right? But still building my network marketing business, trainings on Zoom, and just so many, traveling to Las Vegas, traveling to California, traveling to Vancouver, traveling to just all over the place, you know. And yeah, guys, and I finally came to a breaking point. But when I was married to my Panay before, I used to be married to a Panay. We got married in the Philippines. I immediately knew that the Philippines was my happy place. Not a woman was my happy place. The Philippines was my happy place. And I always knew that I wanted to make my final home in the Philippines. Always knew that. But now with everything going on with the pandemic and my health declining rapidly, I went from weighing 188 pounds, and in a matter of 4 months, I was down to 137 pounds. I was like a skeleton, guys. And honestly, while I was there as one of the caregivers with my dad, and some of y'all are going to see this for the first time. Some of y'all may not have known that I was going through some of this stuff. But with my health going down, guys, I felt like I was dying. I literally felt like, and I probably was dying. And I was having excruciating neuropathy pain in my feet, my calves, my legs, my knees, my thighs, my butt, my groin, my shoulders, my face. Yeah, I had the kind where the nerves were stimulated all over my body, not just because I was a diabetic. It didn't just stay in my feet. It didn't just stay in my legs. It went all over my body, and I was miserable. There were so many times that I laid in my bed at night, screaming and crying. Oh, see, like right now, I just got a pain in my foot. But, you know, screaming and crying, because at nighttime, it gets worse. And those of you that have anything remotely close to autonomic neuropathy, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. But it's almost like having, what is that? Fibromyalgia, or shingles, or something like that, all over your body. It's bad. And so that's what I was going through, guys, while I was still being one of the caregivers for my dad and helping out with the family. But I finally made the decision that I had to get the heck out of the United States, because I literally felt like I was dying. I was going into a deep depression. I don't really want to get into that because I'm a very emotional person, and I'm not going to have you guys talking shit about me crying in front of you. I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to shed a tear on this. But I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of dying. But I am afraid of being able to take care of myself. I am afraid of dying in a nursing home. That's what I don't want. I want to live, guys. You guys saw my excitement when I got here. You want to know why I was so excited? Because I felt like I was that close to death. And all the crazy political stuff going on, and all the lies that we're fed on all the news networks from Fox News to CNN to ABC to NBC to all of that. Even sports started getting political. You know, you couldn't even watch sports without some play. I was sick of it, guys. I was so sick of it. And all these mass shootings and people dying in the United States, everybody carrying guns and killing people, even close to where I lived in Pembroke, North Carolina, which was in Robinson County, one of the most violent cities in North Carolina. I was just tired of it. I was sick of it. And once again, my philosophy on what was going on in our city and in the world was different than the philosophy of the people that lived in the household that I lived in. So I knew it was time for me to go. And I made that decision. And I had very little money. Very little money. Might as well say no money. And then when I started getting my SSI, right, my Social Security, at 62 years old, and it's not much. It's not like what some people get. It's not much because I stopped nursing. I was a nurse for 25 years, but I was on and off because when I got tired of nursing, one time I got tired of nursing, LPN, licensed practical nurse. When I got tired of nursing, I went and sold cars, right? I have a lot of similarities to Sunshine Shoulders because he sold insurance. I sold insurance. He was in sales. I was in sales. One of his favorite books is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I read that book 5 times. I've done sales trainings. I've done so many things to help people when it comes to sales, whether it's retail sales, whether it's network marketing growth, all of that, guys. I've done all of that. And I passed that insurance exam when they didn't have computers. We had that big old thick book of questions for health insurance and life insurance and all that we had to answer. And I wasn't a A student, B student in high school. I never was. I was a CD student at best, except for PE and band. PE and band, I did A's, okay? But everything else, I struggled. But when it comes to taking those tests, when it's something that I really want, I passed that insurance test the first time. I passed my nursing boards the first time. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. So just like so many other successful people in the world, if you want something bad enough, you'll figure out a way to get it done. And that's what happened to me, guys, when I realized that I had no love life. I was depressed. I was just sick and tired of life. I felt like I had so much potential to give to people, whether it was people in the United States or people in Southeast Asia. I felt like I could inspire, entertain, educate people more and have it being appreciated more in another country. I felt that people just felt entitled and did not appreciate anything in the United States. So I made that decision. And when I got my Social Security money and some other money I made on the side because I was still doing other ventures, and I pressed that button, man. I pulled out my Visa, whatever, and I paid for that ticket. And I paid for one ticket at a time. I didn't buy one big ticket to cover all my stops. I bought the ticket. First thing I did was I bought the ticket from San Francisco to Manila. No, was it Manila? No, San Francisco to Davao. I bought that ticket first. Then I bought the ticket, the next month, I bought the ticket from North Carolina to San Francisco. And so that's how I did my tickets. But yeah, guys, so it took a while. I had a 5-month escape plan, a 5-month exit plan. And there was many times that I almost spent to get the things that I needed and prepare myself for the move. There were times that I spent my whole check. I had nothing, maybe $60 left, right? And then I had to wait till the next check, or I had to hustle with something else to earn some extra money while I'm dealing with diabetes, while I'm, being the chauffeur for the family and driving everywhere, and while I'm helping my dad and so forth, on and on and on, right? And that was my life, guys. It was just a routine that, I don't regret taking care of my dad and helping my stepmom, but it was a routine that I knew that I could not continue at that point for 5 more years because I had done 5 years there. And I felt my health deteriorating, guys, and I had to make a tough choice. And taking a calculated risk has never been a problem for me. I've done it all my life. Being the rebel in the family, the black sheep in the family, I've been that all my life. Getting rejected and like, Mark, you're crazy, and what are you doing this for? That's happened to me all my life. I don't have a problem with having courage. And so my game plan was, I based it off of my Social Security and whatever hustle I could get on the side. And yes, once I bought the things I needed to take with me in my backpack and in my duffel bag, carefully planning things. You all saw some of the videos I did on Facebook. I was writing down the list of everything I need to bring with me when I land in Davao City. And I paid the people that I needed to pay to get me here, to pick me up at the airport. I went on and paid them well in advance. All of that was taken care of, guys. But when I flew to the Philippines, I had less than $40. And I'm going to be truthful. I had zero money up until the day before I had to fly out, or 2 days before I had to fly out. And I actually, and I'm ashamed to say this, but I don't mind telling you, I don't care about the attacks you guys give me. I don't want you to attack me. I want you to learn. Remember I said I want to entertain or educate and inspire. I want to inspire you, and I want to educate you also. To stop making excuses, man. I could easily have made an excuse. That's why I didn't get a flight insurance. I said, I'm all in, man. I'm burning the ships. I'm all in. If I get too sick and I can't fly there, then I just lose my money. But I made a decision that that wasn't going to happen. If I had to crawl to the Philippines, I was going to crawl to the Philippines. But I knew that I would live longer here in the Philippines than I would in the United States. I knew that I would be 1,000,000 times happier here than I would be in the United States. I knew that I'd be healthier here than I would be in the United States. I knew that I would find a true love that really could treat me right here than I could in the United States. That was just my opinion, guys, and I did it. And I borrowed $100. I got $100 from somebody. They loaned me $100 because they didn't want me to fly. And I still had to purchase some things. I still had to do some things. But they gave me $100 so that I could fly to the Philippines. Because, you never know what to expect, right? Anything can happen while you're at an airport. I had a couple of 4 and 5 hour layovers. Anything can happen. I need to eat something, whatever, right? But once I spent that day with my sons, y'all remember when I vlogged that, or put it on Facebook, some time with my sons. I wanted to say goodbye to them personally before I came to the Philippines. I went and saw my stepdaughter from my first marriage. I went and saw her and said goodbye. I did a Zoom for my family on Zoom and told them goodbye and what my intentions are, and that I'm not going to be flying back and forth. Even if somebody passes away and dies, I'm not going back for the funeral. They can Zoom me in or put it in on whatever, right? And that's what I did. But by the time I got on that airplane in Raleigh, North Carolina, I had $37 in my pocket. Now, that was on my birthday, by the way. March the 8th was when I left out of Raleigh on my birthday, March the 8th, 63 years old. But I knew that in a couple of days, my Social Security would hit my account. So yes, I flew from North Carolina to the Philippines with $37. But once I got to the Philippines, then my Social Security, not a big one, I don't have a big Social Security, it hit my account. And trust me, guys, I live by a budget here. I'm not wealthy. I live by a budget. But I'm so happy. I'm not one of those vloggers or YouTubers that has $2,000 and $3,000 coming in every month and all that stuff. And I can't do that right now. But I live by a budget. I'm happy. I've just recently found my person, female person, and who happens to have a job, and she loves her job. She loves it. She's good at it. So I was blessed in that aspect. And I'm not gonna say you need to quit your job or anything like that. You know. And so I've truly been blessed, guys. I've been blessed. I've been fortunate. The universe has rewarded me. I put it out there and it came back tenfold. And yes, I did fly from the United States to the Philippines with less than $40 in my pocket. Yes, I did get a lump sum from my Social Security once after I got here. But would you have done that? Would you have done that? Most people don't want to leave the state with less than $40 in their pocket. They don't want to go from one state in the United States to another state with less than $40, much less get on a plane and fly 8,800 miles with $37 in your pocket. But I did that because I took the risk, I have courage, and I knew that this was going to be my happy place. And I have zero regrets. Zero regrets. If I'm fortunate enough to get monetized on YouTube, so be it. YouTube's been acting kind of funny lately, right? My watch hours have actually gone down, even though I know I'm working harder. My watch hours have gone down. But I'm not going to be obsessed over the analytics. I'm just going to keep putting out content for you guys because I love doing this. And I hope that this short video, right now I'm at 21 minutes and 41 seconds, right? I'm getting ready to close it out, guys. But I just want that story that I just told you to inspire some of you. You don't have to have. And no, I don't have a 401k. No, I don't have money coming in from nursing. No, I don't have, $50,000 saved up in the bank. I don't have any of that. But like Grant Cardone says, some of y'all know who Grant Cardone says, who he is, right? What Grant Cardone says is you need to have two things, and that's courage and a network. And I've networked with people all my life. The reason why I have this beautiful apartment here, guys, that's perfect for me, is because I networked. I network people who talk to people and say, oh, I know this guy who has an apartment. Oh, I know this, I know this. I networked with another guy from Los Angeles, California. Last night he saw me. He was his dad's black, his mom is Filipino. And he saw me walking with my lady on the boulevard, and he stopped me. This young man stopped me to talk to me. So that's another network of somebody that know. He said, hey, maybe we could connect and collab on something later on. He's like maybe 19 or 20 or 21 or whatever. Two things, guys. You got to have courage, and you better have a network. That's more important than the money. It's not about having a lot of money before you come over here. It's about having an imperfect plan. That's the first thing, because your plan's not going to be perfect. Mine wasn't. I made a lot of mistakes, but I did have a plan, and I did stick to my plan, and I did make adjustments on the way. But the most important thing is I did it. Go back and watch that YouTube video when I was in my hotel room in Davao City, when my friend picked me up from the airport and I got to my hotel room, and I did that vlog saying, I did it. I made it to the Philippines. So I hope that inspires you guys. I hope I educated you. I hope I entertained you. Thank you so much for supporting my vlogs, for supporting my YouTube channel. Please comment below. Would you have done that? Would you have done that? Left everything behind to go to a better life that you knew 100% would be a life where you could be happier, where you could be healthier, where you could live longer, and where you could truly find love. Would you have done that? Most people wouldn't. Most people wouldn't, guys. I know that. So thanks for watching. And remember, stay safe. Keep your head on the swivel. And don't trust anybody 100%.